Hello Wishmakers, welcome back. This is a happy video. So recently, if you saw my stream, I played 7 Days to Die 2.5. Yeah, I'm a little late to the party, but it is what it is. Talking about it now. And I actually like this update. This is a big improvement with 7 Days to Die, and I love to see more. I hope that they progress faster. I would like for it to go faster, but honestly, they should take their time on making these updates because they're actually doing pretty well. If you don't know what 2.5 is, or you haven't played 7 Days to Die in a bit, which I understand, a lot of people, or like a good amount of people, feels like it's been lacking in like good updates lately, which I've noticed, but this one is not one of those updates. This is actually an improvement. So this is known as the survival update, or I think survival revival update, whatever update it's called. There's added features that fans have been asking for a long time, since some of these features have been taken out. Like for example, now there's empty jars. You could find or just drink, you'll get an empty jar out of it. Well, there's like a setting where you have a percentage, a chance of percentage to be able to get an empty jar. I always do 100% because it makes more sense. Yeah, you can get empty jars, and it's just like the old days of 7 Days to Die, where you could just go to a lake and just scoop out a couple, scoop out like a thing of water. And another feature that I don't know why they also got rid of, they brought back the smell system. The smell system, it's a little different. I don't know how I 100% feel about it. I like it, but it's different from the past. So like in the past, if you have something that smells like, let's say, if there's like steak in the game, or like let's see, bacon and eggs. If you have like bacon and eggs, you're just holding it in like the older alphas, the zombies will be able to smell it and just be coming towards you. But except in this, you have to eat an item, and that's when the smell system ends up activating. And at first I thought it was like a timer, but then I later find out that it's actually meters that it counts. So like if you eat an item and it has like 25 smell distance, it would give you 25 meters. I thought it was 25 minutes for some reason, but no, it's meters. And there's also like a setting where the zombies' speed changes when they're smelling you. So instead of them just having like normal speed, so let's say you encounter a regular zombie, but you ate something that is smelly, they'll run at you with like the default setting for it, even if they're regular zombies. So they don't even have to be feral. They'll just run at you if they smell you or wherever you ate. But luckily you could just wash it off by going to like a lake or something, which I do like that. I don't think they had that in the old update. I don't remember. It's been a while since I even bothered to play that one. Oh yeah, they added temperature again. So like now, instead of going to, let's say you go to the snow biome, you get cold only in the snow biome. And if you go to the desert, you only get hot in the desert. Now it's not like that. You could get cold or hot wherever you go, doesn't matter. It pretty much made the temperature system a lot better. But they added clothes where you could be more resistant to the weather and make it where you're like less likely to be colder or hotter if you go into like desert, or if you're getting wet from rain in the plain forest. Oh yeah, they also added like mods. They brought back these like mods where when you put it on your armor, you can actually make it so that the armor gives you more cold and heat resistance. I will say what I don't like about this one though, is that it's kind of bland a little bit, in my opinion. Like there's just like a few different outfits. One outfit gives you more resistance, more than the other, depending on what type of outfit it is. And then also like the mods, they also like you can like add it in onto your armor, and it'll give you like cold and heat resistance. But the problem that I have with this is that each armor piece gives kind of like, not all of them, I think like depending on like the tier of the armor, but instead of it being like the old days where depending on the clothes you get, like for example, if you get a tank top, it's more likely to give you heat resistance and less likely to give you cold resistance. But if you get like a jacket or a leather duster, more likely to give you cold resistance and really less likely to give you heat resistance. But that's not the case with this update. It just doesn't matter as long as you just get clothes, and it gives you both cold and heat resistance, equal amount depending on the clothing you get, but it gives you pretty much like the same amount from like each clothing. I feel like that one was a bit off to me, but I mean it's fine. At least they brought back clothes again. It's not the same clothes from the old days 7 Days that people were expecting or would have wanted. It is what it is. There's not much you can do about that. So there used to be 2 zombies that was added. Osquad, which is in the snow biome, which is like the snow biomes specified zombie, or like special zombie, where he just picks up like a big boulder from the ground and throws it at you like a ape. He kind of looks like one too, like a monstrous looking ape. Well, not really much like an ape, just looks like a monster. But the problem with that is that it looked like an RPG looking monster, so it didn't really fit in the setting that they were trying to go for. So they kind of changed it to just more like a big yoked zombie with a vest that still grabs a piece of boulder and throws it at you like an ape. Then the desert zombie. Before, it was known as the plague spitter, which is like a desert zombie that spits bees at you, like literally summons bees and just it launches right at you, and it looks like some mummified skeleton looking zombie. But then it shifted to the current zombie model now, which is known as the rancher zombie, which, just like the plague spitter, it just shoots out bees at you or summons bees on you. But it's like a Native American zombie, like a Native American looking zombie with like a hat and all that, and it kind of looks like it's from the old Wild West, something like that. There is one more thing. The Dew Collector a little easier in a sense that now you can actually craft the mods or like the attachments for that. Before you weren't able to do that. You just had to buy them to the trader, or I think get lucky in the wild to find them. I'm not sure if that's the case. I don't remember because I never ever found them whenever I looted. But now you can craft and be able to actually make the Dew Collector easier, although you have to get 16 magazines to be able to get the Dew Collector. So it is easier but harder at the same time. Instead of you getting it straight off the bat, like getting like 2 or 3, I think 5, I don't remember how many magazines you usually get. Now you have to actually get more magazines than you normally would have. Now there's a way to get honey a lot faster, a lot better, a lot easier. With the new workstation, I can't really pronounce the name right now because I have a speech impediment. I think it's called a Pyrary, which gives you honey, and for it to be able to give you honey, you have to give it flowers and cotton and all that for it to be able to give you honey. And even has like its own mods. I forgot what the other 2 does, but one of them is a smoker. And the reason why there's a smoker for this is that because sometimes this workstation summons bees, and just the bees will come for the station and attack you. It's not your own bees that's being created. It's bees that will attack you as soon as it spawns. I think it's if you take the honey when honey ends up being summoned or like spawns in the workstation. It works similar to the Dew Collector, except the Dew Collector is more like magic than this new workstation, where you actually have to add shit to it in order for it to actually give you honey. But it summons bees. But with the smoker, bees won't be summoned, and you'll just get honey left and right, and you don't have to worry about anything. Now, enough about what's in the update. I would like to say that this actually wasn't a pretty solid update. I've been having a lot of fun with vanilla 7 Days to Die recently. I've been playing it on my Xbox more than I normally would, because normally I prefer playing the modded version of 7 Days to Die because it's like more fun for me. But because of newer stuff that is being added to it recently, I've been having a little more interest in like playing the more vanilla experience, which I always have fun with vanilla experience. It's not like Minecraft where it gets boring without like mods, but there's still stuff that they probably could have done better, in my opinion, in terms of like the survival update. Like, for example, the Dew Collector, I think that there's some improvement there, because since the new workstation requires like flowers, I think cotton, I forgot if cotton or not is a part of that, but with the Dew Collector, you just magically get murky water jars. And I feel like that doesn't make sense. I feel like that you should have to add jars to the Dew Collector to make it make sense, because it's just summoning or like spawning jars out of nowhere. So I feel like if they could do that, then it will be a bit of like improvement and actually feel like you're in a zombie apocalypse world type of thing. Now, there's some things that I wish that they added. Oh wait, there actually is 2 new items, but I think it's more of like a Christmas themed thing. I don't know if it's gonna stay. Maybe it won't. Maybe it will. I don't know. They did added a candy cane club that you could find in the wild, and they added a candy cane knife that you can also find in the wild. And there's also a Santa hat, which I recently found in one of my worlds. Well, my only world really. I made a second one, but I don't really play it. The Santa hat, I feel like that there's something off about that one because it gives like the same thing as the Rogue Hood armor piece, where it gives like a loot bonus, and depending on the tier it is, determines the loot bonus that you get with it. So it's just like the same as that, except without the added benefits that having the full set of the Rogue full armor set. We won't get that kind of benefit. There's not much I can say with the other weapons. It's just the candy club is like stronger, or like just kind of strong. Same thing with the cane blade. Now, what I think that they should add, or like what they should have added, is more guns. 7 Days to Die is lacking in guns. Guns currently, they're great, but we need more. Like, we need more tiers. And also the fact that they changed the way the guns look from the previous versions of the game, where it kind of looked like you actually was holding guns like as if it was from like the old days. Now you're just holding like makeshift looking guns. In my opinion, it's not really good looking to me. I feel like they could have done better with that. Like maybe a higher tier guns, like maybe like an M16 or something. More stuff like that. Oh, there's one annoying thing that I want to bring up that they still should add. They should have added for this update. The SMG, it should be its own category, and also add like a lower tier SMGs for the SMG, because why is it that the SMG is taking 9mm rounds? It is an SMG. Back in the day, it used to take 10mm, but then they just scrapped it for no reason, and now it takes the same amount of rounds as the handgun. Another thing, the hunting rifles and the assault rifles, they take the same rounds. I feel like they should add a new rounds for that as well, for like the automatic guns, from like the AK-47 all the way to the M60. Because first of all, the max amount of the current rifle rounds are like the 7.62mm. The maximum is 150. So now I'm using a rifle and an automatic rifle with the same rounds, and the maximum is 150. I mean, not unless I bring like 2 different, or like, yeah, just like 2 different stacks, but it's still kind of like obnoxious to have to like have 2 stacks of the same fucking rounds just to be able to use an automatic and a rifle, because automatic is very useful and a rifle is also really useful for like if you have to like one tap a zombie from a distance or shoot an animal from a distance. I feel like they should do more with the rounds, like add more ammo types compared to what they did before. Also add more guns and melee weapons. There's not enough melee weapons. We got 3 spears. We got like 3 clubs. I wouldn't say the baseball bat is a club. It's like the only like old day type of weapon that you can get in the game, really. Well, also like the tools and all that. Again, there's not enough tools, and the tools currently kind of look weird. Steel tools, to be specific. There's just not enough like tools or like tool sets. Like maybe add like a new ore or like a new weapon set type of thing, where instead of it just being stone, iron, and steel, that to add like a new set of tools that's made with like a new material that's stronger than steel. Maybe something like that. We could really use like an extra ore or like an ingot that would make a new set of weapons. And same thing with like guns. You could use that same, like titanium, maybe. Like you could get titanium and make like titanium based guns as like the higher tier, maybe something like that in terms of crafting. I mean, more zombies. There is not enough zombie models in this game. First of all, some of the new zombies don't even have more variants, like the plague spitter and the demolisher, the soldier zombie, the fucking plague rancher. They're just one singular zombie type that you could just encounter in the world, but no different variants of them. So I feel like there's like a miss there, because a good portion of the zombies don't have more variants to them. Not only that, more zombie models. Like they scrapped a bunch of zombie models from the old days 7 Days to Die. Like from like I'm talking about from like Alpha 7 to or like well Alpha 8 really to the current Alpha. We got a bunch of different zombie models from there. Like they used to have multiple different snow zombies, the snow biome before it was the frozen lumberjack, and then they switched him to being a regular one, which I don't really have a problem with that. It made it interesting, made more sense and less obnoxious to deal with. They kind of nerfed him, which I'm kind of glad for, because no one liked him. He was the most annoying zombie model to encounter. Way too strong for no reason, able to damage your shit within like fucking 2 hits, depending on the setting you give. But I feel like if they bring like zombies like that back and then into the current day, add more variants to them and like make them more HD looking. Same thing with like the cheerleader. They got rid of the cheerleader, the football player. There was a farmer zombie. I don't understand why he was getting rid of. Like I'm going to farms and I'm finding like everyday city type zombies, or just like average day people looking zombies, and no farmer zombies. Why are they scrapping zombies? I don't understand. Maybe storage, or maybe like the coding. I don't know. I'm not the person who's making this game. I just feel like that they should have not gotten rid of some of the zombies in this. We need NPCs. I mean, I think they're adding bandits, but I don't know how they're gonna do that. Is it just gonna be bandits? Because if it's just gonna be bandits, I feel like that there could be more than just bandits. They should also add like friendly survivors, like kind of like the NPC mod for 7 Days to Die, where you encounter NPCs and you can hire them with like dukes, and they could like join you and follow you wherever you want, or you could tell them to stay at the base and protect it and this and that, kind of like how you can do it with the drone currently. Well, except you don't have to pay dukes for that one. You just find it or make it. Like make like more NPCs. Maybe like have them at the trader, get like talk to them, see what they want or like what they would do. So since they're gonna add bandits, like when it comes to missions, if they were to add like extra NPCs other than bandits, they could make it where like NPCs are in trouble and you have to like go save them, or if like there's like NPCs that are in prison, you have to have them follow you to take them back to base, or like back to like the trader maybe. So like the trader has like more people. Maybe you could also like invite people to your main base or something like that, so they could also like protect you. Maybe have like their own like little mini inventory. They get them like weapons and armor and all that, so they could also protect themselves. Now, there's some things I would like to mention. One, the animals. What I like about the animals is that the HD look, that they have like a good improvement in terms of visual design for the animals. Before, they looked like clay creatures. Now they look like that they're animals, which I'm glad that they did. And they even added like a new system, not recent in the recent update, earlier updates. Like I think like around 1.0. When you kill the animals, the zombies will go after the zombie animal's corpse, and it doesn't even matter what animal it is, unless it's a zombie dog or a zombie bear. But if it's like a living bear, or a snake even, or even like a rabbit, they'll go after the corpse if they're not already after you. If you just like killed an animal from a distance and there's zombies nearby, they'll come straight towards that corpse. I feel like they should do something different with that, and where both go after the corpse, but also go after the animal when they're alive. Because they already do that with the bear, where the bear starts attacking zombies left and right, raging out on zombies, which makes sense. I feel like they should do that with the other animals, where like if an animal's like running by them, the zombie would just go straight for that animal and try to kill them and probably be successful at them, depending on what they do. I feel like that would make sense, because I feel like it kind of bugs me where they only go after an animal when they're dead already. It just doesn't make sense. Since they're gonna be adding bandits, since they're adding bandits, I think that they should add more immersion when it comes to getting eaten by them. So maybe they could add like, and this comes going back to like the extra zombie models. Maybe they could do it like this. Since there's like a bunch of player models, like preset player models, or like maybe even like the player themselves. The player becomes a zombie with like the newer zombie models. Like a zombie respawns over where you die because you became a zombie, and they just like roam around the earth. Maybe instead of having to go find your backpack, you have to fight your zombie self in order to get your stuff back. Maybe something like that. I feel like that's like immersive and probably annoying to do. Maybe you can have like a setting where you don't have to worry about that. Like maybe it just drops the backpack. But also, if like when you're like adding bandits, they do the same thing with them, where if they die, and they're like infected, or maybe it could be on some like Walking Dead shit where if they die they'll just resurrect as a zombie anyways. Maybe something like that. But like make it so that bandits also are like ticking zombie time bombs where if they die and there's no damage to their head, they come back as a zombie and they'll try to eat you just like the other zombies. Like something like that maybe. I don't know, it's just me. I feel like that there's so much that they could do for this game. I'm happy with the direction they're going with right now compared to what they were doing before. There's like a bunch of hits and misses I felt sad about and wish that they did something different, but I'm glad that they added this update because it's more fun even without mods now. Oh, more food. They should add more like food and drink items. Like, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, there's more like honey recipes, right? Where you can make honey tea or like honey meals that give you a lot of like food and also cure you like 5%, unfortunately. But it is what it is. I think that they should do more stuff like that, like maybe like food fusions of like the current foods. If they're not gonna make like new foods, at least like do like some kind of food fusion, like I just said, where you can like combine the goldenrod tea and then the I can't really pronounce it. I think crimson or chrisme. I can't pronounce that. The red flower and the yellow flower. You combine those together, make it do both like help with curing stomach being messed up, or like give you like resistance to drinking like murky water and all that, or like shit like that. Something like that, really. Or maybe like, for example, like spaghetti. You can add like meat on it. Oh yeah, add more crops. They can add more crops. Maybe like have like tomatoes or onions and stuff. Maybe like wheat, so you can make regular bread. And then make like spaghetti and meatballs, and maybe like with like bread with it or something like that. I don't know. These are all just suggestions. I'm not saying that they're going to do this. I'm just giving them a suggestion. That's about it. There's not much I could really say. Do I recommend 7 Days to Die? If you don't feel like buying $45, because that's how much the game costs. It used to cost $30, but then they increased the price when they added the new version 1.0. It became $45. So if you don't feel like paying $45 for it, is what it is. It's fine. You could wait for like a sale. But if you don't mind paying $45, hey, this game is fun. It's good to play with your friend, or fun to play with your friends, depending on what kind of games you guys like to play. There's one thing that I really recommend Fun Pimps to bring back. The old game had split screen. Bring that shit back. Maybe it's because of the new coding and the new system that they added with 1.0 that completely changed the game pretty much. Maybe that's why they got rid of split screen, because maybe they couldn't at the time, and it's probably like glitchy trying to like fix it or make it work. Honestly, I recommend I'm bringing that back. Maybe find a way to make it work, because a lot of people will probably be more inclined to actually buy the game so they can be able to play with their friend, their brother, their cousin, their significant other, like anybody who wants to play split screen. Bring that back. That was such a good feature. I don't know why they got rid of it. I don't know. I don't work at Fun Pimps, so I don't know their reasoning. Maybe there's like a legit good reason why they did it. But all I know is that they got rid of it and people want it back. And I personally would want it back, because you know how fun that shit would be. The current day 7 Days to Die and the game having split screen. I think it would be a huge improvement, and also really good idea. It would help the game out if they add split screen back. There's not much else I can say. That's like the last thing that I'm gonna mention. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. I'll just list them on the screen or just put them in the description. Oh, not enough of you have subscribed. Hit that sub button, hit that notification bell so you know when I release a video. It would really help me out and help you to be able to entertain you. But that's about it. Yeah, Genie out.